Hello everyone, my name is West and this is PinoyBIX channel. If you are not my subscriber, please do consider subscribing and don't forget to click the bell button.
This is the multiple choice questions part 2 of the series in computer fundamentals as one of the electronics engineering topic. 51. How does a CMOS integrated circuit respond to a floating input? A. Unpredictable, may overheat and be destroyed. B. Open. C. Shorted. D. Acts just like a logic 1. Answer, A. Unpredictable, may overheat and be destroyed. 52. Which of the following is not an internal digital IC fault? A. Open signal lines. B. Shorted signal lines. C. Faulty power supply. D. Poor solder connections. Answer, D. Poor solder connections. 53. What will be the state of Q and Q prime after a flip-flop has been reset? A. Q equals 0, Q prime equals 1. B. Q equals 1, Q prime equals 0. C. Q equals 0, Q prime equals 0. D. Q equals 1, Q prime equals 1. Answer, A. Q equals 0, Q prime equals 1. 54. This type of fault has the same effect as an internal short between IC pins. A. Open signal lines. B. Shorted signal lines. C. Broken wire. D. Poor solder connections. Answer, B. Shorted signal lines. 55. Which of the following does not describe a flip-flop circuit? A. Latch. B. Memory. C. Bistable multivibrator. D. ROM. Answer, D. ROM. 56. What is the normal resting state of the set and clear inputs in an AND gate latch? A. Set equals clear equals 1. B. Set equals 0, clear equals 1. C. Set equals 1, clear equals 0. D. Set equals clear equals 0. Answer, A. Set equals clear equals 1. 57. Add the hex numbers 58 and 24. A7C. B7D. C. C7. D2C. Answer, A7C. 58. Add 3AF to 23C. A. B5. B5EB. C. A3B. D101A. Answer, B5EB. 59. All arithmetic operations take place in the blank of a computer. A. CPU. B. ALU. C. Microprocessor. D. ROM. Answer, B. ALU. 60. How many inputs does a full adder have? A2. B4. C8. D3. Answer, D3. 61. How many outputs does a full adder have? A1. B2. C4. D8. Answer, B2. 62. How many inputs does a half adder have? A1. B2. C3. D4. Answer, B2. 63. What are the three basic parts of a BCD adder circuit? A. Two 4-bit adders and connection logic. B. Two connection logic and one 4-bit adder. C. Two full adders and one AND gate. D. One connection logic and four full adders. Answer, A. Two 4-bit adders and connection logic. 64. What is the principal register of an arithmetic logic unit? A. Controller. B. Buffer. C. Actuator. D. Accumulator. Answer, D. Accumulator. 65. A computer programming language in which groups of ones and zeros are used to represent instructions. It is also the only language a computer actually understood. A. Application software. B. Machine language. C. High-level language. D. Programming language. Answer, B. Machine language. 66. A digital circuit that produces an output code depending on which of its inputs is activated. A. Decoder. B. Encoder. C. Multiplexer. D. Demultiplexer. Answer, B. Encoder. 67. An IC that contains a large number of interconnected logic functions wherein the user can program the IC for a specific function by selectively breaking the appropriate interconnections. A. RAM. B. ROM. C. PLD. D. PLC. Answer, C. PLD. 68. Class of programmable logic devices wherein its AND array is programmable while its OR array is hardwired. A. PAL. B. PLA. C. PLD. D. PROM. Answer, A. PAL. 69. Class of programmable logic devices wherein both its AND and its OR arrays are programmable. A. Field programmable logic array. B. Programmable logic controller. C. Programmable logic circuit. D. Programmable array logic. Answer, A. Field programmable logic array. 70. A result which is obtained when 1 is added to the least significant bit position of a binary number in the 1's complement. A. Spike. B. 2's complement form. C. Complement. D. Signed binary numbers. Answer, B. 2's complement form. 71. A digital circuit that oscillates between two unstable output states. A. Monostable multivibrator. B. Astable multivibrator. C. Bistable multivibrator. D. Flip-flop. Answer, B. Astable multivibrator. 72. An electrical connection common to all segments of an LCD. A. Dual slope. B. Bootstrap. C. Backplane. D. Cascade. Answer, C. Backplane. 73. A binary counter that counts from 0000 to 1001 before it recycles. A. Buffer. B. BCD counter. C. Ring counter. D. Ripple counter. Answer, B. BCD counter. 74. A shift register in which the output of the last flip-flop is connected to the input of the first flip-flop. A. Ring counter. B. Ripple counter. C. Parallel counter. D. BCD counter. Answer, A. Ring counter. 75. A term synonymous with clear in computer systems. A. Reset. B. Set. C. Toggle. D. Load. Answer, A. Reset. 76. That part of a computer instruction that defines what type of operation the computer is to execute on specified data. A. Machine language. B. Mnemonic. C. Assembly language. D. Opcode. Answer, D. Opcode. 77. An abbreviation that represents the opcode of a computer instruction. A. ASCII. B. Mnemonic. C. Octets. D. Instruction. Answer, B. Mnemonic. 78. A property whereby the output of a digital to analog converter either increases or stays the same as the input is increased. A. Volatility. B. Immunity. C. Monotonicity. D. Parity. Answer, C. Monotonicity. 79. Class of mass memory devices that use a laser beam to write and read onto a specified coded disk. A. Mass storage. B. RAM. C. Optical disk memory. D. Non-volatile memory. Answer, C. Optical disk memory. 80. A term used to describe the logic function created when open collector outputs are tied together. A. Wired OR. B. Wired AND. C. Totem pole. D. Tri-state. Answer, B. Wired AND. 81. A technique often used to eliminate decoding spikes. A. Wired AND. B. Strobing. C. Tri-state. D. Wired NAND. Answer, B. Strobing. 82. A momentary, narrow, spurious, and sharply defined change in volume. A. Glitch. B. Strobe. C. Toggle. D. Clock. Answer, A. Glitch. 83. A single bit comparator is usually implemented using A. Exclusive OR. B. NOR gate. C. Exclusive NOR. D. Wired AND. Answer, A. Exclusive OR. 84. An equivalent Boolean equation for an exclusive NOR is A. xy and x prime y prime. B. xy and xy prime. C. x prime y and xy prime. D. xy prime plus x prime y prime. Answer, A. xy and x prime y prime. 85. Data storage in a memory is termed as A. Writing. B. Memorizing. C. Loading. D. Reading. Answer, A. Writing. 86. Data retrieval from a memory is called A. Getting. B. Accessing. C. Reading. D. Fetching. Answer, C. Reading. 87. In BCD, the code 1111 is A. Letter F. B. A. C11. D. Invalid. Answer, D. Invalid. 88. A decoder with 4 inputs can have a maximum of how many outputs? A4. B8. C16. D32. Answer, C16. 89. Another name for a digital multiplexer is A. Data selector. B. Compressor. C. Encoder. D. Decoder. Answer, A. Data selector. 90. An astable multivibrator has A. 1 stable state. B. 2 stable states. C. No stable state. D. Tri-state. Answer, C. No stable state. 91. A bistable multivibrator has A. 1 stable state. B. 2 stable states. C. No stable state. D. Tri-state. Answer, B. 2 stable states. 92. A monostable multivibrator has A. 1 stable state. B. 2 stable states. C. No stable state. D. Tri-state. Answer, A. 1 stable state. 93. A type of multivibrator circuit which generates a square wave of its own is the A. Astable. B. Monostable. C. Bistable. D. Flip-flop. Answer, A. Astable. 94. A situation when a circuit's output level for a given set of input conditions can be assigned as either a 1 or a 0. A. Don't care. B. Totem pole. C. Low level. D. High level. Answer, A. Don't care. 95. Circuits made up of combinations of logic gates, with no feedback from outputs to inputs. A. Latch. B. Sequential logic circuit. C. Combinational logic circuit. D. Memory. Answer, C. Combinational logic circuit. 96. A digital circuit that takes a 4-bit BCD input and activates the required outputs to display the equivalent decimal digit on a 7-segment display. A. BCD to decimal decoder. B. BCD to 7-segment driver. C. Decimal to BCD driver. D. 7-segment display. Answer, B. BCD to 7-segment driver. 97. Asynchronous flip-flop input used to clear Q immediately to 0. A. DC set. B. DC clear. C. DC reset. D. DC toggle. Answer, B. DC clear. 98. A counter that counts from a maximum count downward to 0. A. Synchronous counter. B. Down counter. C. Up counter. D. Up/down counter. Answer, B. Down counter. 99. Small circles on the input or output lines of logic circuit symbols which represent inversion of a particular signal. A. Bootstrap. B. Bubble. C. Strobe. D. Clode. Answer, B. Bubble. 100. A multiplexer is described by its size through blank, where n equals number of bits. A n times 2 caret n. B 1 times 2 caret n. C 2 caret n times 1. D 2 caret n times m. Answer, C 2 caret n times 1.
Sa mga hindi pa nakapag-subscribe, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the bell button. See you on my next video.